The rain finally stopped. Quick, Andy, let's do this. Welcome to Foreman Field at SB Ballard Stadium. Home opener for Old Dominion. Monarchs looking to bounce back from a Week 1 loss at Liberty, and they got off to a fast start against Florida International.
Very fast start against Florida International. They needed his offense to come out and prove that they can move the ball. Boy, did they.
Stephen Williams to Jonathan Duhart, 63 yards. Monarchs in business on their very first drive of the game. Then those two hooked up again with a nice completion in the corner of the end zone.
It was just as pretty as the one that got him down there. They put the guy in stride, let him do his thing. Then this ball over the top of the defensive back, over the top of the corner, let the tall receiver go get it. And man, he went up and got it and got, I think, at least 1 foot, maybe 2 feet down in the back of the end zone.
Monarch offense looking much better in week number 2. The defense looking much better in week number 2 with Zimenez flying around.
Zimenez all over the place in that first half. 2 sack fumbles that he caused. Unfortunately, Monarchs were not able to get either of them back, but he was flying all over the place, putting pressure on both FIU quarterbacks.
Turnovers key. Justin Noy comes up with a nice pass and interception, and it was right to him, and he executed.
Yeah, he did. He jumped up, made the catch. I don't think that Morgan saw him as he let go of that ball. He snuck underneath it and made a great play.
So then the Monarchs with that 7-0 lead. Defense is looking good. Offense, Blake LaRussa gets a turn, and he just decides to go 83 yards in one play. This one to Duhart, who outran everybody.
Anything you can do, I can do better. It says LaRussa. He almost the same route that the big play for Duhart the first time was. Again, hit him in stride, and again, Duhart just outruns everybody down the field.
14-0 early second quarter. Monarchs got a Nick Rice field goal, made it 17-0. Then it was 17-7, another field goal, 20-7, and you're thinking with, a minute or so to go in the second quarter, Monarchs are in business.
They were at that point, and then FIU started to figure out how to move the ball. They started pounding it in the middle. Both of their running backs, well, all 3 of their running backs really started to get things going, and defense just could not find a way to stop them there.
Scored with 14 seconds to go in the second quarter, 20-14 Monarchs at the half, and then the heavens came up and they had to evacuate the stadium. A 2-hour and 15-minute halftime delay, and coming out of that halftime, it was all FIU. They got the second half kickoff and went 19 plays for a score.
Yeah, and one of the teams came out of the halftime, and the other one came out a lot slower. 19 plays on that 80-plus yard drive. 19 plays. That third quarter, FIU held the ball for all but maybe 2.5 minutes of the entire quarter. You just got to find a way to stop that. The offense goes 3 and out, and then the defense is gassed. They have another miscommunication between the defensive backs and the secondary, lead to another wide-open touchdown. Turned around a little bit in the fourth quarter, and they had their chances.
And that defensive lapse capped off a 99-yard drive for FIU, and they end up winning the contest. Final score 28-20. We mentioned the Monarchs had their chances. Special teams played well, and Isaiah Harper kickoff return gets them into plus territory at the 43. A Darryl Brown punt return gets them to the 40 of FIU, but they couldn't cash in from there.
They got absolutely nothing offensively in the entire second half. They just could not get into any kind of a rhythm. They had 306 yards of total offense in the first half. The second half, they had 90. They just could not get anything going.
Final score, FIU 28, Old Dominion 20. For Andy Mishaw, I'm Ted Alexander for Monarch Media.